Gold Rush News. Is Rick Ness the new Todd Hoffman? New Gold Rush mining boss Rick Ness has been called the new Todd Hoffman, much to the chagrin of Parker Shamble's ex-foreman. Fans who are comparing both miners may have a point. There are actually quite a few similarities between the two miners. In a fun comparison, we ask the question, is Rick Ness the new Todd Hoffman? Gold Rush fans may not realize that Rick Ness first met Parker Schnabel when he was on tour with his band, 357 String Band. Rick was traveling around Alaska, playing upright bass. Ness was still trying to figure out what he wanted in life. Parker was a young mining boss who needed a small, but talented group of people. Rick wasn't just a musician. He had loads of experience working with big machines, as his dad, Big Rick, owned a construction company. Soon, Rick joined the Schnabel crew and was promoted to foreman. They became the team that got the gold. Todd Hoffman loves to sing. In fact, Oregon Live states that Todd left Gold Rush to work on his singing career. While he does not appear to write his own songs, he performs and records songs from rock artists like Ozzy Osbourne and Lynyrd Skynyrd. He was even asked to sing the theme song for the 2018 movie trailer for I Can Only Imagine. Some could even state that Todd Hoffman's gold is in his voice. During the worst economy since the Great Depression, Todd Hoffman had a lot of friends who had lost jobs. His dad, Jack Hoffman, always had a dream of striking it rich in a gold mine. This got Todd's mind thinking about making that wish happen. When Todd Hoffman started the first season of Gold Rush, he brought his unemployed or underemployed friends. He wanted them to have the opportunity to pay their mortgage and provide for their families. When Rick Ness was given the chance to head his own operation, he went back home to Wisconsin to put together a team of friends to help him on his claim. Clearly, Rick wants to see his crew of pals strike it rich and become wealthy. But this has not gone without some bumps. Rick started preparing late for his first season as a mining boss because his mother was sick, then she died. Then, it appeared that his crew had a few things to learn about mining. Nonetheless, Rick has kept his team together and united in reaching their 1,000-ounce season. One huge difference between Todd Hoffman and Rick Ness will be the results of the first season. Parker Schnabel told Rick Ness at the beginning of the season that you don't make money the first year. Although we are only at the midpoint of Gold Rush Season 9, it looks like Rick Ness will actually accomplish this. It looks like he will make money for himself and his crew of pals who chucked everything to take a chance on striking it rich. Although Todd Hoffman's crew got a very tiny amount of gold that first season, fans could see their hope and determination. This really fueled the success of the Discovery Channel show. The Oregon-based gold mining team inspired adventure and dreams fulfilled. This sort of relentless hope is also something that Rick's crew shares with Todd's crew. Both teams have more than a glimmer of hope for the future. They have the belief and determination that they will accomplish their goal. While the Ness team will work more like a Schnabel crew than a Hoffman crew, but men have a lot of similarities that has led people to ask Rick Ness if he is indeed the new Todd Hoffman. Do you think that there are more similarities or differences between Rick and Todd? Let us know your opinions in the comments. No official word on when Greenhorn Gold will be airing. But meanwhile, don't miss watching the new episodes of Gold Rush Season 9 on Fridays on Discovery. Georgia Macchiatallo has several decades of writing experience, including travel writing, tech writing, art history analysis, and now entertainment writing. She loves to share the latest news on rom-coms and mysteries. Gold Rush News. Is Rick Ness the new Todd Hoffman? In the ever-changing world of Gold Rush, the series that's captivated audiences with its high-stakes mining and endless pursuit of gold, there's a question lingering in the air. Is Rick Ness the new Todd Hoffman? the iconic face of Gold Rush, left an indelible mark on the show. His ambition, grit, and larger-than-life personality defined the show's early seasons, but after over a decade of navigating the wild terrains of gold mining, Hoffman announced his departure in 2021. The question then became, who would step into the spotlight and carry the torch of leadership, resourcefulness, and adventurous spirit that Todd had so effectively embodied? While some may argue that no one could replace Todd Hoffman, one name keeps coming up more than most: Rick Ness. The question is no longer just about whether Rick Ness can carry the mantle, but whether he is poised to eclipse his former mentor's legacy. Rick's rise on Gold Rush. Rick Ness first entered Gold Rush as a member, quickly establishing himself as a capable and reliable team member. However, it wasn't long before Rick's ambition and his knack for leadership became clear. His sharp eye for opportunity and bold decisions made him one of the standout personalities on the show. When Rick left Parker's crew to pursue his own mining operation, fans watched with great interest. For Rick, leaving the comfort of Parker Schnebel's multi-million-dollar operation wasn't just about seeking riches. It was about taking his place in the world of gold mining on his terms. His decision to start his own team was filled with uncertainty, but his background as a professional musician and a hard-working miner gave him the unique perspective necessary to make it in the dangerous world of mining. His first season as the head of his own crew was filled with ups and downs, but Rick managed to extract gold from what many considered impossible locations. The audience quickly saw Rick as a dynamic, ambitious, and relatable figure, someone who wasn't afraid to show his vulnerability or learn from his mistakes. In many ways, Rick Ness filled a void left by Todd Hoffman, whose larger-than-life persona could sometimes overshadow the more human elements of mining. Todd Hoffman's legacy. A tough act to follow. Todd Hoffman was the original leader of Gold Rush, and his presence loomed large throughout the early seasons. Known for his wild ideas and at times reckless determination, Todd's journey was one of constant growth. He began as an enthusiastic but largely inexperienced gold miner, eventually growing into a determined leader who, despite multiple setbacks, continued pushing his crew to pursue gold in the harshest environments. His story of starting a gold mining business from scratch, making daring decisions to move to increasingly difficult locations, and inspiring his team to keep going despite endless challenges resonated with viewers. Over time, Hoffman became a symbol of perseverance, even though his methods could be unconventional at best and problematic at worst. Nevertheless, Hoffman's undeniable passion and personal story contributed to Gold Rush's massive success and captivated fans around the world. When Todd left in 2021, fans were faced with the reality of a Gold Rush world without him. The show, which had evolved with various cast members over the years, now needed to find new leaders to fill the void. Rick Ness was an obvious candidate, but could he truly carry on Todd's legacy? Or would he create his own identity that stood apart? The leadership difference. Rick Ness versus Todd Hoffman. Comparing Rick Ness to Todd Hoffman presents an interesting contrast in leadership styles. Todd was, for better or worse, the archetype of a leader driven by optimism and the willingness to make bold, sometimes questionable, decisions. His optimism, while inspiring, often pushed him and his crew into impossible situations. His leadership was hands-off at times, and he was known for making decisions that didn't always pay off, whether it was overextending the budget or relocating his operation to a site with limited gold yields. Yet, his fearlessness and big personality made him an unforgettable part of Gold Rush. Rick Ness, on the other hand, approaches leadership with a more calculated mindset. His time spent under Parker Schnebel's wing taught him the importance of strategy, risk management, and making decisions that balance the dream of striking it rich with the need for practical business sense. Rick's operations have been less about grand gestures and more about ensuring that every aspect of the mine works in tandem. While he doesn't shy away from taking risks, he's not driven by blind optimism. He's driven by a desire to prove himself and take calculated steps toward his goals. Where Todd was often the visionary, Rick is the executor. He's the type of leader who focuses on finding solutions to everyday challenges, and his work ethic is unmatched. In fact, it's this dedication to hard work and relentless drive that has earned him the respect of his crew and fans alike. His transparency about the challenges he faces on the show also makes him more relatable to viewers, something Todd's often more larger-than-life persona didn't always allow. The evolution of Rick Ness's gold mining journey. As the years have passed, Rick's growth as a leader is evident. He's steadily grown into his own role, expanding his mining operation, dealing with the intricacies of both managing a crew and the business side of the operation. He's also not afraid to ask for help when needed, a quality that sets him apart from Todd. Rick doesn't present himself as someone who knows it all, but as someone who's willing to learn, adapt, and make the tough decisions necessary to succeed. His new approach to mining is more strategic and less impulsive than Todd's. For example, Rick's ability to pick and choose the right crew members, identify realistic opportunities, and persevere through tough